together when it ends. Started when we had no names or words, finishing each other's sentences. Nobody understands me, nobody like you do. So if I'm the last one standing, I would wanna watch it burn with you. Because you're timeless, you see me clearly. All of the violence turns to silence when you are near me. Cause we got no secrets to tell. You know me like I know myself. Well, it's alright, all of my time in the world, I want you to be my one, girl. It's alright, it's alright. If you were the first person on earth, we would be together when it ends. Started when we had no names or words, finishing each other's sentences. Nobody understands me, nobody like you do. So if I'm the last one standing, I would wanna watch it burn with you. See it born anew. Cause we got no secrets to tell. You know me like I know myself. Well, it's alright, all of my time in the world, I want you to be my one, girl. It's alright, it's alright. If you were the first person on earth, we would be together when it ends. Started when we had no names or words, finishing each other's sentences. Nobody understands me, nobody like you do. So if I'm the last one standing, I would wanna watch it burn with you. I would wanna watch it burn with you.
In my time alone, I died a million deaths. I gaze into the glass to memories I have kept. They show me who I've been, the people I have hurt. I lay myself to sleep, my power will emerge. Don't you ever cry
Don't stop getting to the other side. Know me better than I know my mind. Won't be different if I never try. Won't be different if I never try. Heard this, baby, maybe one more time. Tell me now if I live or die. Don't I know it when I see your face? We'll all go to a better place. We'll all go to a better place. Told you now not to listen here. Bring me back to the other feet. Tell me how that it's gotta end. 'Cause it won't stop if I never learn. 'Cause it won't stop if I never learn. Told you, baby, just to give you time. We won't stop till we get it right. Keep it all, 'cause you know my mind. It's all good on the other side. It's all good on the other side. It's all good on the other side. It's all good on the other side.
Здрасте, здрасте. Музычку придется пока отложить. И продолжаем бегать в Mass Effect. Помнится, в прошлый раз, когда я заканчивал говорить, там произошла небольшая неприятность. Меня подстрелили, и мне пришлось выполнять задание по прокатке на Мака заново, чего мне не очень хотелось. Сейчас мы это перепройдем. Не знаю, сколько мы будем бегать, пока не надоест. Потом пойдем также, наверное, один эпизод Волка пройдем. Может, два. Не знаю, как пойдет. Тут самое главное на машинке не слететь в гребаную лаву. И не отъехать так же позорно, как я отъехал в прошлый раз, хотя я... вспомнил, я подставился под выстрел этого танка. Что вообще не есть хорошо. Очень странная форма, конечно, для корабля, на мой взгляд. в виде какого-то гребаного жука. Что там скинули? О, прикольно, а дальше гаситель хороший. У меня есть второй, можно поставить третий. Будет вообще отлично. Блин, интересно, сколько я человек часов трачу на хождение? Может, все-таки игра достаточно объемная.
Trying to knock down the front door seems stupid. Maybe we can find a side window?
Это кто сделал? Я не понял. Ну ладно. Не суть важно. Интересно, если Марк перевернется, то что делать? Не знаю, нужны будут нам ворота в обратную сторону, но... Да, мне еще здесь патроны молота один стоят, серьезно? Ну, допустим, сейчас бронебойно мне пригодятся.
Heading to position. Area secured.
Вкусненький чаек. Правда, как всегда холодный. Ну ничего. А, у меня банша. Мститель. Больше урона, но... Да, в принципе. Гарус. Тали. Тебе это не надо. В принципе.
Perimeter secured.
Интересно, здесь есть выше... Хотя должны быть, наверное, 10 уровня будут вещи. Потому что с 4-м, 5-м максимально это будет немножко странно. Делаем сейв. Вот такой танковый снаряд мне в хлебальник и прилетел, да. И это было чертовски неприятно. И не надо не забывать сохраняться, а то что-то отвык от этого. Ну, отлично. Так, вы, молодой человек, что я тогда качал? Можно, в принципе, увеличить обучение спектров до максималочки, что очень неплохо. Я, наверное, так и сделаю. Гарус. У тебя по-прежнему будет 2 сюда, 2 сюда. Поздравляю. Тали. Тебе самое важное. Кидаешь 2 сюда, остальное дешифруй. Поздравляю. Ну что ж, походу реально всю игру Тали будет всегда со мной, просто потому что она будет все взламывать. Почему нет? А остальных будем менять по вкусу. Мне кажется, или эта тушка пытается уползти. Лежи. Слышь, Бобик, не надо уползать. Походу так просто его не остановить. Но все равно пора сваливать отсюда. Ну все, он свалил. Черт. Он ждет нас с другой стороны теперь. И будет нам мстить. А, здесь ребятам, которым не повезло, да, если я правильно помню. Эти? Не промазал. Ну, не, эти забавным с таким звуком ломаются. Я даже сказал, немного хрустят. Бип-бип. По последнему я все-таки промазал. Неловко получилось. А вот тут тогда я и приехал. Понял. Намек ясен. Сейчас нам представят впервые охотников. Я даже, наверное, сделаю вот так. О, это было неприятно. Вопрос. А у меня есть Мне здесь... Нет, мне надо вот сюда. Химические фазные, вот. Ну, поставим химический ради интереса. Так, а химические вроде неплохи. Неплохие. Отлично.
Negative contact.
Ребят, может, кто-нибудь снимет? Да. Гарус, возьми, пожалуйста, эту штуку. Мне кажется, так будет немножко поточнее. Так, где же этот грё... вон там. Да? Там будет этот грёбаный танк. Нет, вон там это будет этот грёбаный танк. Ваше здоровье. Главное не подставиться под выстрел главного калибра, и все будет приемлемо. Это было, блядь, близко. Ну что ж, остался только танк. Это было проще, чем я думал. Туннели, они, конечно, здесь интересные. Хотя, с другой стороны, просто притаскивает бур, который делает такой туннель. Пробивается до нужного уровня и... Молодой. Мне кажется, надо сделать вот так. И молодому корпусу тоже так сделать. Да, сойдет.
Think we got him, Commander. It looks like this cavern formed around the ruin after it was built.
Йоу, ребята, я вижу, там кто-то есть в чате. Отметьтесь, пожалуйста, чтобы я знал, с кем общаюсь, с кем я имею дело. И знал, могу ли я вам доверять.
I wonder what Liara's looking for in here. Most Prothean ruins have nothing more than dead instrumentation.
Жалко, что в следующих частях нельзя с командником броню собирать.
Hello? Could somebody help me? Please?
Здравствуйте.
Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
Liara to Sony, I presume.
Thank the goddess. I did not think anyone would come looking for me. Listen, this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me out of it, all right?
There's some kind of repulsion field in the way.
It's a Prothean barrier curtain. I knew it would keep me safe from the Geth. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please.
Your mother is working with Saren. Whose side are you on?
What? I am not on anybody's side. I may be Benezia's daughter, but I'm nothing like her. I have not spoken to her in years. Please, just get me out of here.
We'll find some way to help you.
There is a control in here that should deactivate this thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here. Be careful. There is a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
Ага. Внезапно.
Take him out!
Неплохо будет, конечно, первую помощь открыть, тоже полезная вещь. Я вложу сюда карус. Вот так. Далее, поздравляю.
I've lost shields!
Было неприятно, молодой.
We got them all, Shepard.
А это хорошо, что мы всех забрали. Ты... Гарус, поздравляю. Новая винтовка. Новый дробовик. Ты ими не пользуешься, но пусть будет. Так, далее. Пусть у тебя будет новая винтовка тоже. Новый дробовик. И внезапно снайперский винтовка тоже возьми себе. Остальное все пойдет либо на унигель, либо на продажу. Причем я больше ставлю на унигель. А вот этим они, походу, сценарии делали, да? Удобная штука. Действительно. И сейчас раз нас барьер такой же захватывает, как я, и все, и мы пролюбились.
How did you get in here? I didn't think there was any way past the barrier.
We blasted through with the mining laser.
Of course. Yes, that makes sense. Please, get me out of here before more Geth arrive. That button over there should shut down this containment field.
А все мы знаем, как работает устройство Протеан, да? Действительно.
Any idea how we get out of this place?
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower. At least I think it's an elevator. It should take us out of here. Come on! I still cannot believe all this. Why would the Geth come after me? Do you think Benezia's involved?
Seren's looking for the conduit. You're a Prothean expert. He probably wants you to help him find it.
Как
The
вышло, ничего.
conduit, but I don't know.
What the hell was that?
These ruins are not stable. That mining laser must have triggered a seismic event. We have to hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
He needs to move faster.
Первая Азарис... Что? Подожди, чего? Азарис с бровями? Мне кажется, это краска. Она все нарисовала. Наши же тоже дамы практикуют такое. Ля, какой серьезный, какой важный.
We don't have time to deal with this idiot. Charge!
I like your attitude.
Так, минус Кроган. Минус Гет. И все. Да, реально брови. Я даже как-то не обращал на это внимания, если честно. Возможно, дело в том, что ее отцом был человек, внезапно. Я знаю, что это очень много. Я уже понял, да. Да, я вижу, что у меня по эквалайзеру все немножко нехорошо.
Too close, Commander.
А я
10
просто
more
жал...
seconds, we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
Я просто жаловался, что там очень громко и все. В основном.
It's a coping mechanism. You'll get used to it.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
How old are you exactly?
I hate to admit it, but I am only 106.
Damn! I hope I look that good when I'm your age.
A century may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours, but among the Asari I am barely considered more than a child. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves. Because of my youth, other Asari scholars tend to dismiss my theories on what happened to the
Я говорю,
Protheans.
это нарисованные брови, как наши дамы делают, примерно то же самое.
Did your research turn up anything interesting?
What is interesting is what I did not turn up. There is remarkably little archaeological evidence of the Protheans, and even less that might explain why they disappeared. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were
Либо
gone
просто
and cleansed the
дизайнеры
galaxy of
рисовали
clues.
ее. Им сказали, а нужно сделать ее симпатичной такой, чтобы она вызывала какие-то эмоции у людей, ну, у игроков. И они такие, ну, блин, надо сделать ее похожей на человека. Без бровей образ незавершенный. Давайте сделаем ей
Where did
брови.
you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge, patterns that hint at the truth. It is difficult to explain to someone else. I cannot point to one specific thing to prove my case. It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations before the Protheans. This cycle has repeated itself many times over.
What cycle? What are you talking about?
The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down. Only ruins survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines. The Reapers.
The Reapers? But I have never heard of... How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions. Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to transmit information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one
А
that
вы с
still
таким
works
этим
is extremely rare.
с заинтересованным взглядом на нее смотрите.
The chance to acquire a working
Ты мне
beacon,
истории
even a badly
рассказываешь.
damaged one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear. I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You must be remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
Okay, this isn't helping us find Saren or the conduit.
Of course, you are right. I am sorry, my scientific curiosity got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit, or Saren.
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I
А
cannot
что
think of anywhere safer than
произойдет,
here
да?
on your ship. And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
And her biotics will come in handy when
Вообще так,
finding
если
Saren.
логично подумать, то происходит достаточно интересная ситуация. Если ты говоришь, что Гарус и Тали начинают романсить, если ты их не трогаешь, ну, как бы Тали максимум инженер, Гарус боевочка и инженер. Как бы сходятся интересы. Кроган биотик и вояка, Азарий полноценный биотик. Сходятся интересы. Так с кем же осталось играть Шепарду, да? Типа только Эшли остается.
We've already got every other non-human species on board. Might as well add an Asari to the team.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
When was the last time you ate or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Prothean's true fate. I need some time to process all this. Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we
И на
finished,
полшишечки
Commander?
технарь, да? Как бы он может и вашим, и нашим.
Go see the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
We've received your report, Commander. I understand Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security
Красный?
precautions.
Посмотрим.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
You are free to act as you see fit, Commander. Our role is to offer guidance and advice.
It's up to you if you're smart enough to listen.
I don't need this.
Communications cut, Commander.
Просто заебали, отключился. Так, ну я не могу здесь распределить. Быдно. Так, что бы я хотел? Первая помощь выглядит неплохо. Наверное, буду сейчас докачивать НИПы и штурмовые.
Yes, Commander?
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, sir.
Ладно, пришло время, мне кажется, сходить вниз, пообщаться со всеми еще раз. И посмотреть, что там могут там торгануть интересного. Только вопрос теперь, здесь сидит Лера. Может, Гайден что-нибудь скажет.
Anything you need, Commander? Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
Alenko, when it's just you and me, you can consider it off the record.
That's a generous attitude. Okay. I think there's something wrong with all this. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
We've got our orders. Belly aching won't change them.
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element zero in the womb. Beats the
Не
brain
знаешь, тут есть личные миссии кого-то из отряда?
I heard all about that. How companies would arrange accidents to expose people to element zero.
There was never any proof of that. It's not what happened in my case, anyway. My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. A bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
Ну, окей, это неплохо.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
You were all teenagers. I'm sure you found other ways to occupy the time.
I'm not the sort who does that kind of thing, Commander. Not lightly, anyway. There was a girl I spent a lot of time with, but we kept our clothes on. Rana. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich. But she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. I think you'd have liked her.
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
Jump Zero is a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
It's a big galaxy, Lieutenant. Who knows what will come in handy?
If you say so, sir. Besides, I've got my past squared away.
Эй, опыт и история. Удобно было всех инопланетян поместить просто в подвал. Типа живите в подвале. Условно. Ну, ангар, конечно, но что-то странно. Так, молодой человек.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you've
You
got.
bet, Commander.
Что можешь предложить, интересно? Тяжелая броня на Крогана. А сколько ты стоишь? 20. Так. Мститель 5. Больше урона наносит. Пока что-то ничего интересного. Гарус.
Good to see you.
You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I'll bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
What happened? Why were you investigating them?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from
Примерно так же.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs, had the station in a bit of a panic. But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
What did you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
Yeah? Go on.
One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
So he was growing spare parts in his own employees.
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving.
Стартап, да?
Kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs, but they wouldn't listen.
No wonder you hated it there. Those idiots just let him fly away.
Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
A few casualties is a small price to pay to stop someone like that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those hostages might be wishing they'd died by now anyway. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
А, вот и миссия
I was hoping
получается.
you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be
Причем
there when you
как-то она
find him.
просто появилась. Ладно. Кто у нас следующий? Эшли?
Commander?
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Let's pretend this never happened.
Are you interested in the Lieutenant Chief?
Of course not, sir. Fraternization is against regulations. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Интересно.
Next, you'll tell me you all ran across green fields singing show tunes.
Don't knock show tunes. I might have to take exception. Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Where were you when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobog. Same cluster, but a dozen Hellwire away. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency. I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
The male pursues the female. That's their nature. In the genes.
They're gonna keep their genes on around my sisters. Unless they want to get up close and personal with pruning shears. Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the
Заботливая.
woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice, but didn't like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts and tops you have to tie her into. They do great things to her figure, though.
Интересная семья.
So, what did you learn?
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand-to-hand.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice. They do great things to her figure, though.
Did anything happen while you were home?
My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
She cracked him in the face. Good.
When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was gonna end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Where was your father during this? Wasn't your family stationed near him?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
Попробуем вот так, типа выпендримся.
I didn't know you liked classical literature.
Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out.
Возможно, она действительно знаменита, я просто необразованное быдло.
He must have been a very boring man.
He also brewed his own beer and played a mean baritone sax. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
I thought you said he was dead.
You know, from heaven, wherever that is. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
Отлично.
Your beliefs are your
дело.
business. I'm your commanding officer, not your moral compass.
I appreciate that, Skipper. I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
Dismissed, Chief.
Извиняюсь за скрипы, но я ничего с этим крестом пока не могу поделать. Так, вот, мне нужен ТДР. Она, я так понимаю, только... У нее и инструменты, и UC. Ладно. Поздравляю. Поздравляю. Человеческий шлем забавно на заре смотрится, если честно. У них же обычно масочки бывают. Осталось ее только найти. А, самого важного забыли.
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed.
КР, возможно, это космические рейнджеры, но я не играл, не знаю.
Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
It sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
He was. Until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
Возможно, мне многие про нее хвалили, но я на нее посмотрел, и честно, даже желание не появилось играть.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You're trying to make me cry, Shepard. I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
What's so important about this armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of my family before the war. It's rightfully mine.
Да, учитывая, сколько вот Крогана, это очень много.
Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Taun Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Отлично. У нас есть второй квест, на который мы сейчас полетим. Так. Господа, куда Ляру спрятали, признавайтесь?
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Steren's our top priority, But with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
What are you hoping to find?
Usually, people bring back something like a derelict ship we can use for salvage. But I need something bigger. There's a lot expected of me.
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
Why didn't you tell me this before?
I guess I'm just tired of people judging me because of who my father is. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian has ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created...
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
What was your father like?
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the Admiralty. Even before he joined the board, he was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership. He had to set an example, and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard. But now, I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me. The world doesn't owe us anything. If we want something in life, we have to earn it.
Where was your mother in all this?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was overshadowed by my father. He tends to do that to people. She passed on about 5 years ago. Some airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard. After she was gone, he became even more focused on his work. I think that was his way of dealing with the grief.
Sounds like a tough upbringing. You don't resent your father at all?
Like I said, it wasn't easy. My father's not the kind of person you bond with. And he wasn't around all that much. Too busy. People counted on him, and he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant. Like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile. Not once. It's like he was always weighed down by all that
Интересно, на своих кораблях они
responsibility.
без своих скафандров
I
ходят или
know
в их
he cares
скафандрах?
about me, but he never really showed it. Not in the usual way. I guess the best thing I can say about my father is that I respect him.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I should go.
See you later.
Сейчас мне надо сходить зверя покормить. Я придусь где-то на минут 10, наверное.
I wanna kill myself, I wanna kill myself. It's all I hear right now, it's all I hear right now. I wanna kill myself, I wanna kill myself. It's all I hear right now, it's all I hear right now. I wanna break my vows, wanna neglect my health. How can I trust people if I can't trust myself? I wanna scream and shout, I wanna cry and pout, but I can make myself. Why can't I make myself? I always seem to make the same mistakes, the kinds you can't go back to fix, that start to end till I'm dragging around a body made of clay. I'm just stairway, I'm just stairway. I wanna feel it all again, have somebody hold me in place, tell it to my bruised face that I tried, but it was juvenile to think that I ever had a good thing going with a good being. So I'll go fuck myself till I'm too long to feel. Dance like a court jester, just for a film not real. And I'll lose all my friends when I'm no longer active, and then get scolded again just to come home to no meal. I wanna kill myself, I wanna kill myself. It's all I hear right now, it's all I hear right now. I wanna kill myself, I wanna kill myself. It's all I hear right now, it's all I hear right now. I wanna kill myself, I wanna kill myself. It's all I hear right now, it's all I hear right now. I wanna kill myself, I wanna kill myself. It's all I hear right now, it's all I hear right now. I wanna break my vows, wanna neglect my health. How can I trust people if I can't trust myself? I wanna scream and shout, I wanna cry and pout, but I can make myself. Why can't I make myself? Girl, don't tell me your problems. I don't wanna solve them. I don't really care. I don't really care. And you had a lot on your mind now. Your mind is. So tell me the truth, wasn't me then. Me then. You. Girl, I'm twisting and turning. This room here is burning. Got smoke in the air. It was 2:15 when I started feeling blue. And if I tell the truth, I was thinking about you. You left a little scar and I wonder where you are. As I come into my car and I'm headed to the bar. I'm just another lonely boy in a lonely world. And this I know is true. I close my eyes and I find you. And the dirty little things we do. In the middle of the night when I dream of getting you. And my head's going crazy thinking what I do to you. I rip off all your clothes after breaking down the door. I make you beg for more as I bring you to the floor. Cause you be screaming, oh, 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 oh. Baby, don't stop, no, 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 no. Come fire up the night. Make me feel alive. Fire up the night. Fire up the night. Damn, I got you on my bed and you wrapped around my head. Never thought I'd really see, but you're making me believe. The limo pulls along, now I got you in my song. You were stuck on the best with your finger on my chest. I'll never be a lonely boy in a lonely world. And this I know is true. I close my eyes and I'm with you, loving you the whole night through. In the middle of the night when I dream of getting you. And my head's going crazy thinking what I do to you. I rip off all your clothes after breaking down the door. I make you beg for more as I bring you to the floor. Cause you be screaming, oh, 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 oh. Baby, don't stop, no, 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 no. Come fire up the night. Make me feel alive. Fire up the night. You gotta fire up the night, yeah. Come on, fire up the night. Maybe let's take our clothes off. Now I'm going down on you, proving what I want is true. Let me show you what it's like when you ain't afraid to fly. To hell with other girls, cause you blew up on my world. I couldn't tell you why, but I'm yours until I die. In the middle of the night when I dream of getting you. And my head's going crazy thinking what I do to you. I rip off all your clothes after breaking down the door. I make you beg for more as I bring you to the floor. Cause you be screaming, oh, 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 oh. Baby, don't stop, no, 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 no. Come fire up the night. Make me feel alive. Fire up the night. Fire up the night. Fire up the night.
Извиняюсь, чуть дольше задержался, чем планировал. Уп. 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 Так, скорее всего, без. Вряд ли нормально действует. Нет, вопрос про акварианцев был немножко другом. Когда ты прилетаешь на мигрирующий флот во второй части, они, если там, помню, все ходят в масках, было бы забавно выйти там без масок, а Шепард и сопартийцы, наоборот, чтобы они гоняли там в скафандрах, типа западным с циклом дыхания. Вот. Но вопрос остался между прочим нерешенный. Куда они, блядь, дели Лиару? Не так просто. То, к которому мы заходили, там только спасательные капсулы. Значит, что правильно, идем наверх. У нас осталась только, получается, моя каюта. Йоу, Майер под номером 300. Здравствуйте и спасибо за подписку на миксере.
I prefer gold to silver, you know, for my metal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I pulled your boots out of the fire.
Saving my boots from burning lava is part of your job, Joker. We don't give medals to soldiers for doing their jobs.
That figures. Just get me a nice card and a cake. No coconut, though. I hate that crap. So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
I have to go.
All right, see ya.
Пурум-пурум-пум. Вопрос. Из ответа, куда полетелась Лиар? Ну ладно. Здесь все равно в этой галактике надо полететь пару систем. Вроде не напутался термином. Мы были вот в этих двух. Сейчас Афина и там... Блин, я не помню, какой последний там систем.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, my name is Nasana Dantius. I have a job for you. I can't say any more in an unsecured communication. If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
Окей. Сразу обычно астероидный. Там ничего интересного. Большое количество свободного кислорода. Гелий 3. Эмблема колонии Магнии. Это все деньги, это все опыт. Македония. Шардзила. Неплохое название. Сюда приземляться. Это мы сделаем попозже. Опять записи матриарха. Титан. Радиус 91 километр. Неплохой радиус. Ну, даже высокая старость ксенона. Хорошо, так, приземляться на Шардзиле? Да. Так. Вы, дамочка, и вы, дамочка, пойдете со мной. Я электронику, наверное, уберу, потому что у нас есть другая дама для изучения электроники. Так. Вот так сделаем. А это очко положим в бросок. Далее тебе по-прежнему дешифровочка. Что, делаем ставки, будет на этой планете молотильщик или нет? Нет. Радиатор, глазный патрон. Надо их, наверное... ну потом лучше где перерабатывать. Сейчас смысла особо нет, потому что нам надо собрать какой-нибудь непонятный сет для Лиары. Там даже противники есть. Внезапненько. Эти ребята даже не знают, как кого-нибудь вышли. Что-то пытаются перестреливаться. Бедные, бедные ребята. Подача. Неплохо получилось. Мне, кстати, надо переставить патроны против синтетиков на органиков. Плюс Ляре нужно что-нибудь интереснее дать. Пистолет есть какой-нибудь? Поздравляю. Наслаждайся. Держи. И химические патроны. А ты носишь только легкую броню, если я правильно помню. Эту штуку.
Enemy contact. Go, go, go! Watch out!
Да, Талиса с ней похерачит. Возьми пистолет. Не пугай людей. Да, вы справитесь с молодым человеком? Прицел почти не дергается. Боже мой, это чудо, братья. Кстати, вопрос. А я вот не помню, а у соларианцев есть женские представители? Потому что я их что-то, кстати, в игре особо не помню. Ну давай. Звук почему-то мне напоминает Звездные войны. А наверх убежала? И она побежала обратно. Ладно. Пока.
Area secured.
Ready.
Да, биотик, кстати, неплохой такой импакт выносит. Наверное, все-таки недооценивал этих ребят уж. Я вообще магов недооцениваю обычно всегда. Во всех играх. Вечная проблема. Мы нашли информацию, свидетельствует о том, что Азар, являющийся лидером этих работорговцев, приходил за сестрой на Санде Данте, связанному посту Цитадели. Сможем сказать, сколько у меня там так далее? Может, такого у тебя ходит? Уровня? Пригодится. Я, наверное, даже на вот этой винтовке поставлю себе тоже радиоактивные патроны. Мне они... Нет, а как там они назывались? Химический патрон. Да. Эта штука мне понравилась. Но в этом мне уже ничего не надо, поэтому все в нигель. Пистолет возьмем. Лера, пистолет. Ну, чуть выше урон. Пусть будет. Отлично. Лера, поздравляю, у тебя должна сейчас быть новая броня, да? Да. Ля? Ты вошли ее с кому не сделал? Так. Здесь мы побывали, у нас осталось тут аномалия. Да, вот это неплохо кубик сделал, признаю. На 4. Из 100. Отлично же. Очередное место битвы с молотильщиком. Слава богу, нет. Ой, 1700. Неплохо, нам денежек за это не дали. Полезный, видать, элемент. Сейчас поди эмблема. А, нет, записи матриарха опять. Ну, там что-то наверху еще видел. Вопрос, если это может быть пальчиком потрогать, нет? Да. Здесь мы вроде, кстати, везде были, да? Сипин близнецов, да. Так, ну давайте на астероид слетаем. В Асгарде. Таранова. Список конкретно пригодных рекомендаций. Насал второй канал людей за пределами Солнечной системы, первый после трансляторов Ферона. Логично, здесь все разведано. Мистер изначально с подготовки Лангража по газового гиганта Небора в связи с промышленным развитием Тарановой требовалось новый орбитальный порт. Если недостатка средств, нужно было очистить, рестроить X57 и добытых материалов сделать внутреннее жилое пространство. При помощи гигантских реактивных двигателей на ядерном топливе астероид удалось переместить по орбиту Бор на орбиту Тарановой. Да, связь между службой не была отречена, реактивные двигатели оказались нужны, в результате астероид чем к Тарановой. Неплохо. Ты и ты. Мне нравится эта команда.
Status. Sensors reveal 3 fusion torches propelling asteroid X57. At its current rate of acceleration, the asteroid will collide with Terra Nova in approximately 4 hours.
4 часа
Torches must be disabled to cease the acceleration.
Hello. I heard your transmission. Can you hear me? Haven't found me yet, but I can't talk long. Shut down the fusion torches. I'm going to die. God, I hope you're hearing this.
Кусочки летают.
Headed in the right direction. I don't know who you are, but I'm... Damn it. Go.
Нет, наверное, ладно, наверное, потом заедем.
Moving out.
Ну, батарианцы вроде это называются, ребята.
Batarians.
Rock! Check! Check!
Charging up.
Release the Baron!
Ну, у меня другая вещь есть, которая мне понравится, ребят.
I've lost shields.
Мне кажется, радиоактивные патроны сейчас не очень хорошо. А вот эти вот могут очень неплохо мне зайти. Так, дальше гаситель.
Perimeter breach!
Perimeter clear.
Это же мы их планету, да, немножко уничтожим. Следующая часть. Ну, кстати, это уже интересно. Это 4-й уровень. Только вопрос, сколько потом потребуется еще этих движков, чтобы инерцию погасить? Я же неплохо такого разгоняют все-таки. Открыли высоко.
I'm reading that the torch is offline. Was that you? Can you hear me?
Who are you? What's going on?
My name's Kate Bowman. I'm an engineer. I was part of the team assigned to bring this asteroid to Terra Nova.
We were attacked yesterday by Batarian extremists. I've been hiding since they arrived. I think they know the torch went out.
Why are they doing this?
I don't know. But if this asteroid isn't slowed, millions of people on Terra Nova are going to die.
If I find out anything, I'll...
I've gotta go. Good luck.
Ништяки. Что-то в этой игре прям лута сверху много, мне кажется. О, биоусилитель, кстати. Ляра, поздравляю. Поздравляю с новой броней. Ля, какая. Я просто посмотреть хочу легкую. Не. Крепеж вроде получше.
Hey.
Oh God. I didn't mean to... Are you hurt?
You can't go firing your weapon at everything that moves. What the hell's wrong with you?
Sorry. I thought you were one of them.
Here's a tip. 2 eyes, human. 4 eyes, Batarian.
Yeah, okay. I'll remember that.
I know you're scared, but I'm here to help. Commander Shepard, with the Alliance.
Simon Atwell. I'm the chief engineer on this rock. Listen, we don't have much time. The Batarians fired up the fusion torches. You've got to shut them down before we hit Terra Nova. There are 4 million people down there, Shepard. My family. They live in Aronis. My kids and grandkids. Nice communities, good schools.
I don't have time to do the math in my head. What happens if we don't stop this rock?
X-57 is 22 kilometers long, twice the size of the asteroid that wiped out the Earth's dinosaurs. It would be like millions of fusion bombs striking at once. Millions. The heat of the blast. 1,000 kilometers away, clothes will ignite. There'll be global wildfires. Air shock will flatten everything for hundreds of kilometers. Terra Nova will die, Shepard. Not just our colony. The planet. There'll be a climate shift, mass extinctions. The ecosystem won't recover for thousands of years. Millions, maybe.
I guess Batarians are as bad as they say.
I've heard all the stories. Slave rings ranching people like animals. Pirate bands burning colonies to the ground. But this is... The Citadel conventions forbid asteroid drops. I never thought the Batarians would go this far.
Most Batarians aren't genocidal madmen, but these ones are terrorists.
Yeah, I know. It's just... This isn't how I expected the world to be when I rolled out of bed this morning.
Batarians everywhere, and I need to shut down all 3 torches. Anything else I should know?
One of the torches is surrounded by live blasting caps. We were set up to excavate when we arrived at Terra Nova. I rigged them with proximity detectors. That tank of yours will set them off, so you'll have to go in on foot. Even then, they'll explode if you get too close. Just go slow and easy. You should be fine.
Это лучше, что может быть.
You set them up. Can you disable them?
Not from here. No. There are manual controls by the entrance to the torch facility inside the blast zone. You can disarm the caps there. One last thing. I had a crew working off-site when the attack hit. I'm worried about them. These Batarians are ruthless. I saw them smash the faceplates of guys working vacuum. And those Varen, I don't think they always wait for a corpse before feeding.
Any idea where I can find them?
They were running checks on our perimeter equipment. Easiest thing would be to tap into the transmission tower out on the surface. The equipment stations will show up on your sensors.
If I run into your people, I'll do what I can, but the torches have to come first.
Yeah, you're right. Saving Terra Nova is more important than my team. There were a bunch of engineers over at the main facility, but they're probably all dead. That or being held hostage by the Batarians.
A woman named Kate Bowman contacted me. The Batarians haven't found her yet.
Katie's alive? She's one of my best engineers. She signed on with her brother, Aaron, I think his name is. He's part of the security detail. I hope they're okay.
Time's running short. I'm gonna go punch this mountain into space.
I think I'll make myself scarce in case any Batarians come back. Good luck, Shepard.
Интересно, во второй части мы много героев, что... Подожди. Фу, таким быть. Во второй части мы много встретим ребят, которых мы по-моему случайно спасли в первой. Да, мне надо наверх заскочить сначала. Да, у нас вполне это получится. Я надеюсь, по крайней мере. А в самом там письма от черов с первой части вроде не появляется. Это прикольно. Связь между базой-передатчиком и станцией наблюдения установлена. Местоположение станции наблюдения отмечено на вашей карте. Проехали на станцию. Инструмент это тали, да, насколько я понимаю? Да. В общем, очень хороший инструмент вроде. Прежде чем быть выстрелом с пистолета, затылок жертвы сильно избили. Похоже, что он сдался на милых захватчиков, но те его зверски пытали. Последняя запись наблюдения дрели. Так. Теперь сам центральная башня передатчика. Ведь я давно предпочел неисправность в схеме. Удивляюсь, что на связь осуществляется на половине своих возможностей. Когда Сладж сменит меня, пойду посмотрю, что там все стряслось. Не пойдет. Нравится, как такой шлем выглядит. Так, пора катить отсюда. Сюда, потом на этот движок. И уже будет крайне. Колесо сломано. А я забыл чиниться. Зарыщет. Я помню, что что-то зажимать, а вот что. Это уже память меня подвела в этом моменте. Мне сейчас почему-то вспомнился кадр из... Ну, мне понравилось то, что во второй части можно было там совершать условно геройские злые поступки, нажимая там на клавиши мыши во время катсцен. И да, я сейчас вспомнил, как можно там жестко втащить журналюги, которые начинают какую-то ересь нести. Это было забавно. Да, просто был прикольный на цитадели. Вроде ты там с Тейном допрос делаешь. На топе же женщины видны серьезные ожоги, если это взрывной волны. К счастью, если можно так выразиться, взрыв убил ее мгновенно. Самое распространенное в той части вечеринка из DLC. Ну да, вечеринка была неплохая. Особенно как два молодых Крогана отшивали всех, кто там пытался к ним зайти. Тут какой-то ништяк, отмеченный на карте. Текстурки интересно, они здесь наложили, я думаю. В этом компьютере много рабочих журналов и персональных записей для маленькой пиратской музыкальной станции, которую установили инженеры из X57. Среди них сохранились так и не записанные наброски рекламных объявлений. На месте, настоящий крепкий орешек, последняя надежда, стоящая 30 тысяч километров. А во второй или третьей части был такой персонаж, как там воровка. И там ты на аукцион типа прокрадываешься, там всякие интересные статуи.
Warning. Ground penetrating radar detects anti-vehicle demolitions nearby. Proceed on foot. Warning. Ground penetrating radar detects anti-vehicle demolitions nearby. Proceed on foot.
Да, забей. Мы все равно, если будем проходить эту штуку, то...
Think we're good, Commander?
Я сохранился? Боже, скажи мне, что я сохранился. Пожалуйста. Да, сохранился. Нет? Жаль.
That's the last of them.
А, на радаре отображается, блин. Что там хилка была? Никого, походу. Все. Отлично. Так. Хилочку немножко возьмем. Поздравляю, бросок 3-го уровня. Вот электроники тебе не нужны. Пофиг будет. Не, подъем тоже, наверное, с сингулярностью. А ты видишь шифровку в Максе? Отлично. Просто по стволам ничего интересного пришла. Тебе смысла эту винтовку давать нету. О май, какой интересный дробовик. Ладно.
Engaging target.
О, что это было? Ракетный дрон? Ладно, я же могу его так сделать. Точно, я выстрелил в Лиару. Почесался, называется. Так, а что с ним потом за патроны? Химические. Давайте мы сделаем вот так. А я даже не обратил внимания, если честно. Что, у нас пуш есть? Ничего не хочет. Магия вне Хогвартса, ребят. Отлично. Это мне, походу, повезло сейчас. Я так и думал, что это произойдет. Это было больно. Обидно и неприятно. Подожди. А, здесь надо сменить. Реактивные. Вот, синтетика. Допустим, вот эти. Главное уничтожить ракетных дронов. Это самое опасное, что здесь может быть. Молодой. Как бы нечего там сидеть. Стрельба по тарелочкам не моё. Мне кажется, ли они там множатся, блин. О, а сейчас звездочки красиво растянулись, признаю. Может, их дронов, я не знаю, там какой-то особо вредный моб раскидывает. Какой-нибудь там инженер сидит. Я могу... я не могу сохранить в бою. Здесь мы должны вот так. Твою мать. Вот этого я не ожидал. Пятый уровень пошел. Ну, все, мы тоже пистолетом... Хотя нет, я пистолетом редко пользуюсь все-таки. Модификацию надо посмотреть. У меня есть только третий, патроны, вольфрамовые патроны. Пока не хочу.
there? You've got to hurry. You've really pissed them off. Their leader's setting charges everywhere. I think he's going to blow this whole facility.
Get away from there!
Don't shoot, please! No!
Who's shutting down the torches? I won't ask you again. Find this problem and deal with it. Get her out of here!
Так, теперь вниз, и остался последний движок. Блин, я сейчас пытаюсь вспомнить, насколько... Здесь использовали технологии из Дума, которые лестницы... Лестница на самом деле не ступеньками, это просто... На самом деле одна плоскость, на которой натянули текстурки, да? Непонятно. Пытаюсь вспомнить, сколько продолжительна эта игра. Честно, я кроме сейчас зимней миссии сейчас здесь особо ничего не помню. Вот это вот уже неплохо. Наверное, я как бы особо в этом не разбираюсь. Вот этот уравнитель мне нравится. Точка. Настоящий спидранер в космосе всяких нормальных. Ой, слушай, да мне кажется, спидранеру дай любой объект, и он уже будет творить что-то с ним непотребное. Сначала потому, что этот корабль пытается прилуниться. Если не сложно, глянь, какой там спидран по Mass Effect первому. Чисто так ради забавы. Подожди. Не, в ту сторону побежал. Да, я не категория. Один час 33 минуты. Не, я думал побыстрее, я думал, это ровно в час выложится. Блядь, опять колесо сломал.
Heading to position.
Все записи Монтоя. С экспериментом главного комплекса спускаются корабли, не принадлежащие корпорации. Над горизонтом видны всполохи. Точно утверждать не могу, но похоже, это ожесточенная перестрелка. Согласно протоколу защиты, моя цель — оборонительные дроны. Помощи не жду, нужно расследовать ситуацию. Да, сколько его бегают? Так, мне нужно малюху неделю все бегаю. Ну, не сильно-то и больше.
Now it gets fun.
Нет. Опять забыл клавишу. Ну, тут главный комплекс еще есть. Может, в главный... ну сначала, наверное, движки надо заключить, и потом в главный комплекс ехать, или наоборот. Давайте, наверное, съездим сначала в главное, а потом движок последний отключим. Ну да, сейчас опять как в какой-нибудь там Сан-Андреасе или подобных игр найду какой-то странный баг, скип, и все. Все ломается, потому что с запусками. Ну да, я так просто. понял. Все-таки надо сначала прибор отключить. Вроде вот этот. Лишь бы дронов не было здесь. Снайпер, пожалуйста. Ляра. Сингулярность. Далее. Пистолеты. Фух.
Perimeter secured.
А там колонисты такие говорят: блин, а где все наши вещи, а? Зачем батарианцы забрали наше оружие? Это, наверное, глупый вопрос, зачем батарианцы забрали все наше оружие, чтобы оно было у них, а не у нас. Логично же.
Hold it right there. This doesn't have to end in bloodshed. Don't come any closer. We can do this the hard way, or we can end this peacefully.
I didn't think you Batarians knew the meaning of the word.
Look, I'm just doing my job here. Hijacking this rock wasn't my idea. I signed on to make a little profit. A quick slave grab, nothing more.
This isn't just a slave grab anymore. Millions of people are gonna die.
Don't you think I know that? I'm just following orders here. If it were up to me, we'd have already left.
Maybe you should take your men and go, before you get hurt.
I don't think so. Bollock would skin me alive and sell my hide out of spite. Crazy bastard. This whole mission's gone to hell and I'm gonna pay for it.
So why do you listen to him?
Good question. I had a bad feeling about this from the moment we landed. Now Balak wants you dead. And what Balak wants, Balak gets. I can't change that.
Spoken like a true lackey. You get me out of here and I'll take care of Balak. Or you can take your chances with me.
Huh. An interesting proposal. It certainly has benefits over the current situation. Shut it down. This is Balak's problem now. I hope you're as quick with a gun as you are with your promises, for both our sakes.
Balak's a dead man. And if I ever see you in human territory again, so are you. Understand?
Perfectly. Balak's holed up in the main facility. You'll need this to get in. Don't underestimate him. He's a mean bastard. Let's go. We're getting off this rock.
А теперь огонь. Окей. А здесь, надеюсь, не отнимает одно от другого. То есть здесь можно быть одновременно и героем, и отступником. Я понимаю, что ты не хер прокачаешься, так, ну, тип. Промежуточный вариант. И все равно вопрос остался, блядь, нераскрытым. Как нам гасить инерцию этого камушка? Он же все равно набрал неплохую скорость. Хотя самое забавное, что, судя по тому, как он раскалился, он должен уже был входить в верхние слои атмосферы. Только там же раскаление происходит. Ну, может, стратосфера. Я не особо, конечно, в этом разбираюсь, но тем не менее. Вопрос, как говорится, и есть. Что, походу, будет больно. Ну, нет. Что там вообще есть гравитация, да? Да ёбаный.
shields!
Выгляни, пожалуйста. Спасибо. Кажется, я такие штуки не люблю, но в историях про будущее это... Ну да.
Charging up.
Die! Take cover! You humans. You're almost more trouble than you're worth.
I'm just getting started.
Predictable, but this is over. I'm leaving this asteroid. If you try to stop me, I'll detonate these charges, and your helper and her friends are all going to die.
I can't just let you go, Balak. Not after what happened here.
This is nothing. You humans have done far worse to the Batarians. We've been forced into exile, forced to survive on what we can scrounge up. It's been like that for decades.
Don't make it sound like you're the innocent party here. You brought it upon yourselves.
Really? You invaded our space, took our resources, and when we asked the Council for aid, they brushed us off. We were left to defend ourselves, but the humans were stronger than us. We knew that. The Council knew that. But it didn't matter. It was you. You and your kind are the only reason we're in this position.
How does killing innocent people make up for that?
We had no other options. Sometimes you need to get someone's attention before they'll listen.
Is that what Elysium was? A way to get our attention? Well, you got it. And when we responded, you ran like cowards. Now you want to start it all over again.
Enough! You couldn't possibly understand. Actually, you just don't want to understand, and I'm...
Шепард, просто стреляй ему в голову, когда он отвернулся.
If you want your friends to live, I suggest you step aside.
I'm not letting a terrorist like you go free. Do what you want with the others, but it'll be the last thing you do.
I hope this is worth it! I'm going to enjoy gutting you. Attack!
Да, собираемся со всех сторон, сейчас будут нападать, да? Отлично. А вот здесь вот вроде плохое место для обороны.
I've lost shields!
Твою мать. Следующий. Еще кто-нибудь? Задержка после применения способности такая ужасная. Ну, я думаю, это того стоило, потому что если бы мы его отпустили, он реально бы в другом месте просто начал эту дичь творить. И эта херня бы просто никогда не закончилась.
But you're no better than us. I gave you a chance to save them, and you threw it away! Who's the real terrorist here?
You. But you're dead.
Is it safe?
You're standing in the open. You haven't been shot. What do you think?
There might have been something I could have done to help. I thought I should be here. I know this asteroid better than anyone. You did it. Another hour and our course would have been irreversible. I ran the numbers, Shepard. X-57 would have struck near the capital city, the most densely populated region.
Ну так он сам просто вышел на орбитку и все.
Have you found Katie and her team?
Balak murdered Katie and the others. Blew them up with a bomb.
All of them? Katie? And her brother, everyone? How could this happen? I thought you were... Couldn't you save them?
Yes, I could have, if I let the Batarians go. But then they might have done the same thing to another colony. Or two more. Or a dozen.
That doesn't... I know in my head what you're saying makes sense. It's just a little hard to see the big picture right now, all right? Shepard, thank you for my grandchildren's lives. I don't think I'll stick around, though. Not with the team gone. Too many ghosts. It's time for me to get back and spend some time with my family. Before I go, I'd like to offer you something. Maybe you'll have more use for it than I will. As lead engineer, I get some quality items. Take your pick. You've earned it.
Корианский тяжелый бронежилет серебряный.
That Omni tool of yours looks handy and expensive. Your gratitude go that far?
How could I say no to the man who saved my home and family? I hope you get good use out of it.
Take care of yourself.
Be well, Shepard. We owe you.
Ну да, 6-го уровня. Инструмент это сочненько. Подожди. Шепард, тут смотри, какая кружка к тебе подъехала. А вот ребята подкоптились малёх. Что скажешь, верный, неверный выбор? Твое мнение. На мой взгляд, это абсолютно верный выбор. По сути, жизнь 3 человек не стоит жизни, что там, условно, сотни. Хоть и говнополитика, но я предпочитаю такие выборы тут делать. Мне надо вниз спуститься. Здесь право. Тут дверь вроде бы. Нет, здесь просто еще и гранаты, ошибся. Вот эта дверь. Вон та. Наверное, сейчас на нормально пойдем, я завершу сегодня стрим, что-то я вялый какой-то. Скорее, наверное, сонный из-за того, что я рано встал очень. Сколько еще утопия есть? Сейчас просто тэпимся, посмотрим, что есть. И все.
Commander, urgent message from Alliance Command coming in. I'll patch it through.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett from Alliance Command. We've got a situation here, and you're the only one that can handle it.
What do you need, Admiral?
There's an Alliance training ground where we test weapons and technology in live fire simulations. One of the VIs we use to simulate enemy tactics in the drills is no longer responding to our override commands. It's gone rogue.
Are you telling me this computer is thinking on its own?
We're not stupid, Shepard. This is a virtual intelligence, not a true AI. It's not self-aware, and it can't access any external systems. We didn't do anything illegal here. Virtual intelligence support is critical to our military success. VIs process thousands of status reports and react in nanoseconds. No human can do that. We need you to fight your way through the training ground of the VI core and manually disable it.
Can't you disable it remotely?
Our fail-safes aren't responding. The VI operates on a closed network. It can't affect any external systems, but we don't have any direct access to its processes. We could bomb it from orbit, but the damage to the facility would be catastrophic. We'd prefer to have someone shut down the core.
Это просто твое мнение.
Someone like you. I know Spectres answer the Council, but you're still human. You're still part of the Alliance military, and right now we need you. The VI controls all the facility's weapons, drones, and automated defenses. You're the only
Какие-то жесткие притеснения в их сторону были. Я точно не вспомню. Ладно. Сейф. Выход из игры. И спасибо всем за просмотр. Всем пока, а я спать, потому что мне пиздец как рубит. Парам.